Good morning, gang. Welcome back to Crazy Life Homestead. I'm Mo. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you enjoy our content here. Welcome to our old subscribers. You guys are always welcome back, and thank you for all your support. I appreciate everybody. I am here this morning with my brand new mug filled with coffee. It was filled with spirits the other night. It is Christmas. I hope everybody's staying safe with these spirits. I wanted to say thank you to Celebrating Farm Life, Mikey and Bill. I appreciate this. Mikey, thank you for giving me your hubby. I really appreciate it. So this morning's video, well, today's video is going to be awfully busy. I am making, with permission, mind you, our homemade chili here at the house. Me and Greg came up with this recipe. It's not hot. It's flavorful, and from our point of view, from being from the north, New England, during these cold months, we like to stay warm. Currently, we are in Kentucky. It still gets cold here. It still got down to 25 degrees the last couple of days, so it got cold here. Don't tell me it doesn't. We just don't get the snow. So with that, we're going to show you how to make our chili recipe. It's flavorful. It's not spiced. This I can handle. And if I get to that point where I can't, I just put a little sour cream on my bowl and I'm good. When I'm done with this recipe, I'm going to can it. I'm going to partially cook it in the slow cooker, and then I'm going to can it with the water bath. So I found that the water bath does a lot better because the metal on the lids, for some reason, I can taste the like a metal transfer into the food, which I don't like. But we're going to try water bathing it for like an hour after it half cooks and not burn it, because Greg says it tastes like it's burnt when I'm almost done with it. The second recipe I'm going to show you is the spaghetti sauce recipe. I have a homemade spaghetti sauce that I was taught a tomato sauce before I left New York and came to Tennessee, and now I've changed it slightly. There might be a Hashbrown casserole, which is a copycat from the CB restaurant, if you know what I'm talking about, that old-time restaurant. And I want to get these things done today on the eve of Christmas, so I don't have to worry about them later. So let's get busy. I've already got part of this done, so let me show you what I've got so far. Hubby. So in the crock pot, we have, I know it looks funky right now, doesn't it? One can of tomato sauce, the big can. One regular can of tomato sauce. 3K chilies. I'm also putting in 2 pounds of ground beef and 1 pound of just ground pork. I also have a can of each light and dark kidney beans. These need to be washed, so I put them in the sink to remind me to wash them. So while the meat is browning up, I went and cleaned the light and dark kidney beans. We're going to add those. Then I want to strain this beef really well because I want the ingredients to come into the meat. I want the pork flavor, so that got poured direct in. Go over there. And the meat goes into the pot. Whoops. In the pot. You're going to need a sharp knife, 1 whole onion, and 4 stalks of celery. Chop them up. I've also got this frozen jalapeno. I'm going to use probably about 2/3 of it. About there. So I've chopped it up fine. I might chop it up a little finer, but that's about 2/3 of that jalapeno. And that's plenty. We don't want to make this hot. And in the pot they go. Now I make my own chili powder. It's in this jar. I will put a recipe out for it, and the taco seasoning, and the fajita seasonings and all that. And hopefully next year I will have my own ingredients. I've got the garlic, I'll have the onions, and so on. So I have a lot of spices up in that cabinet over there that need to be used up, so we have plenty here. This will last probably about 6 to 8 months, depending on how many times I make it. But I have this. It's going to be 2 heaping tablespoons of chili powder for a 6-quart crock pot. Yes, that's full. But we're going to can this, so that's the whole point. Putting food on the shelf. Now we're going to give it a good stir. Get all those ingredients in there. The celery, the onions, and the jalapeno will add the most of the liquid that it needs. You don't have to add any more liquid. It looks dry right now, but when they melt down, and they cook in, you're going to be surprised. This is a very meaty chili. It keeps you full. It keeps you warm. Trust me, it's a good one. Now, for this chili, since I'm going to water bath it, I'm going to cook it down until probably for about 4 hours on low. And then I'm going to take and can all of it. Alright, that looks pretty good right there. So let's get to the next recipe. Okay, the spaghetti sauce. Black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, 1 cup of diced green pepper, bell pepper, banana pepper works too, 1 diced onion, 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage, ground, if you can get it, 2 pounds of ground beef. I have a can of tomato puree, 3 cans of tomato sauce, and 1 can of tomato paste. It's the soup size can. It is 12 ounces. Those are your ingredients. Ground beef, Italian sweet sausage, can of tomato sauce, get every last drop, can of puree, doesn't matter what order you add them, tomato paste. This is a little tricky. There is no real trick for this one. I just take a butter knife, take the flat edge, bring it around the sides, and start pouring it in. Here's my diced garlic. I had the green peppers that were chopped up from the summer, so these are our our green peppers. Oh, there. I had a couple of fresh onions, so I'm using them. This is one big, good-sized diced onion, it's about the size of a baseball. Again, these ingredients will melt into this. You won't even know. All right, here we go. 2 tablespoons of salt. I don't measure. Pepper. Don't measure. It's probably about a tablespoon. You're making 6 quarts with this recipe. I know we've got garlic in there, but the seasoning helps break it up a little bit. Probably a tablespoon. Same with the onion powder. We're going to mix those ingredients in without spilling it out of the pot. Just kind of fold your spoon over. This is a meaty spaghetti sauce. It will thicken up with that paste in there. I'm going to cover this for the moment. It is not cooking. This is going to get put into jars and pressure canned. Probably pints, because that's all we need. Okay, we've got 2 done. Time for the 3rd one. This is the Hashbrown casserole. This is the copycat. So the ingredients are shredded hash browns, shredded potatoes, pepper, onion, garlic powder, salt, 2 cans of creamed chicken soup, condensed. 2. Earlier, you have seen me do this 1,000 times. Chop onions. This is about a cup. Put them in the freezer. They come in handy for things like this. It goes really fast. I've got cheddar jack shredded and Colby jack. Doesn't matter which one you use. I'm just kind of using up one to get to the next one. I have 2 casserole pans here. One's elongated, which I'm going to use, and then I have a round and a small round inside. Don't know which one that'll fill up with all that I'm going to make. This is always a fun recipe for morning breakfast or a side dish for dinner. If you go to Cracker Barrel, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very big, famous hit. I fell in love with it years ago and wanted to figure out how to make it. So now I make it all on my own. These are semi-thawed. It says to thaw them, but it doesn't matter. Whole bag. Now you know why I chopped these onions up? The whole bag. Little onion, not a lot, maybe half a teaspoon. Again with the garlic, maybe half a teaspoon. Here's where we get into the heavy stuff. 2 teaspoons. Looks good. Maybe a teaspoon and a half. I do this for flavor and color. If they want more, they can add more of these ingredients. Those go in the pan. Now I buy the big 2-pound bags. I'm probably going to end up putting the rest of this bag in, probably about half. You can use any kind of cheese for this. Cheddar, pepper jack, Monterey Jack, all the jacks, all the cheddars, anything you want, you can put it in. This is what I have on hand. This is what we're using. I did forget one ingredient. I use unsalted butter. It calls for a stick or half a cup. 1 stick is half a cup. Needs to be melted. Microwave. You can put it in a saucepan too if you want, but I'm going to do it in the microwave. Okay, so we have all of this mixed up. And we're going to put it in our little pan here. Before we do, we're going to spray the pan. You can put butter in it. I'm cheating. I'm using my canola oil spray. It's simple as that. You know me. I've got clean hands. And all I'm doing is dumping it. I'm not pressing it down or anything. I'm spreading it, but I'm not pressing it. The more air it gets, the cheesier it gets for me. That's pretty much what I'm doing, is just spreading it out. And you're going to get a good heaping handful. And you're going to cover the top. You like less cheese? Put less cheese. Want more cheese? Put more cheese. This is the Colby Jack that I'm using. We like cheese in this house, so it's going to be cheesy. Spread that out nice and even. This will go in the oven at 350 for about 50 minutes. Without packing it down. If you pack it down, it's going to take about 2 hours. Ask me how I know. So somebody knows that I opened the bag, and she wants her pinch. You want your pinch? Yeah. Okay. And in the oven it goes. As you can see, it's about 12:15. We've made 3 dishes already, and I'm hungry, so let's get something to eat. Okay, so we got those water bathed. There are 9 of them. Those are the chili. I'm working on the pressure canner for the spaghetti. That may happen tomorrow because I'm running out of time. It looks like it's going to be a spaghetti night, so I want to keep it nice and light because tomorrow's going to be a good sized meal. You guys stay safe, stay out of trouble. We'll catch you on the next one.